Oakley dokley. We just destroyed every rock in the area. There's a bunch over there, and we're going to slap all these dudes back into the pen, and we're going to send out one of these transporters and time them how long it takes them to clean up this mess. All of these guys are all the same. We're going to start out with the Ragnahawk. We're going to put him out here, start the timer, and get up onto the perch and watch. I think that's it. I think he's just losing his little mind over here. That's pretty quick. Say 15 minutes roughly, a little less. One Ragnahawk cleared out all this stuff that was on the ground in 14 minutes and 30 seconds roughly. So yeah, all right, we'll let the stuff respawn and then we will try the next one. Alrighty, test number 2. We're gonna try out the beacon. Time him and see how quickly he does. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, he's harvesting. Oh, wait for that. All right, now we can start. Time. He missed one piece there. Alrighty, round 3, Helzephyr. With 3 and a 2 and a 1 and a go. Alright, time. 14:49. Also, the way that I've been clearing out these nodes very, very quickly to make sure and to ensure that stuff is not despawning or despawning is this massive amount of Astegons and 3 Blazemuts as well. So they clear them out in about 5 minutes. Put the Vanwyrm up. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, time. Seems like he's a little confused, but decent time. Averaging about 14 minutes. I'd say by the minute is really what you're looking at here because you're not really going to get too much more out of it by the second. So the last 2 that we got are the Anubis and the Wumpo. 3, 2, 1. About 15 minutes, give or take, because he did get stuck up on that one box there for a second. But I'd say it's about a 30-second difference. That's not too bad, to be honest, for a 30-second difference to be a whole tier below as far as its transporting ability. Oh, he was not done. What a little sneak. Yeah, add another minute onto that. About a minute and a half difference. As a preventative measure, I just went ahead to make sure that the Wumpo's not going to get distracted. We cleared out all the trees. All right, all the metal is down. We got our last but not least Wumpo. Start the timer. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, time. If he would have grabbed those pieces earlier, I think he would have been fine. I think I incidentally turned the spawn rate up by turning it down because I had never seen them come back this quick. I think just something isn't working with him properly. When we tested him the last time, when we were doing the stack and letting them pick that up and carry it over, he was picking up more at a time because of the transporting 4 or 5 that I had on him. I think I had 5 if I'm not mistaken, and because of that he was able to do it quicker, even though that he's slower, bigger, bulkier and everything. And a lot of people's first initial thought was like, yeah, he's got to be, with a transporting 4, he's got to be picking up more stuff at a time, but with individual stacks he's definitely not. And when it comes to the minefields or the farming, then yeah, he just pales in comparison to any of the other mains that you would want for transporting, such as most people are going to go with either a Vanwyrm, a Helzephyr, or even a Ragnahawk for transporting. Beacon, most people are not going to go with because it's going to get heavily distracted if you have an electric pole in there, and that's why I had to take the one that I had in out. And then we saw at the beginning, before I even started timing him, that he went over to the actual berry patch and tried to harvest it. So he's got 2 things that will distract him, even though he's a transporting 3. The other thing is as well with the Vanwyrm and the Ragnahawk is both of them have kindling kindling 1 and kindling 3, and they will easily get distracted if you are smelting or even cooking stuff in the other bases and everything. Wumpo, especially in the mining fields, he's going to get super distracted by trees. Not a bad idea of clearing out all the trees though every once in a while. It makes it look a lot better. I'll tell you that. But all in all, we'll throw up the times here and a little grid sheet that we'll make real quick, and then we'll show you that and we'll make a decision on who is the best. So here's the final times for everybody. RH is Ragnahawk, BK Con, HZ is Helzephyr, VW is Vanwyrm, Anubis, and then Wumpo. Some of these times, especially with the 3 mains that people are going to be using, can probably be negotiated a bit, considering the fact that they were picking up about 1,320 pieces. There's 11 nodes there and 120 each node. So that could be negotiated, because I mean, that could factor in maybe they missed a couple pieces and had to turn around and go back or something to that degree. But yeah, that's the end results. That's the times. Make your decision as you would like. My opinion, still Helzephyr all the way, because it's going to be working at night and it's not going to get distracted or pull off your Yormantide that you have for kindling. And that's all it does, is transporting. So that's all it will do. It will never be distracted by anything else. It's just going to be that all the time. The Anubis didn't do too bad, even with a transporting 2. He was only about a minute and a half longer. I'd go with the Helzephyr, get Legend, Swift, Runner, and Nimble. And that will be 75% increase to movement speed, which will help significantly with transported. Now, another thing that I need to add as well is that when you're not near base, I don't think that the transporting works. I'm not going to say at all, but it works very, very, very seldomly as well as it should, compared to when you're actually at the base. When you're at the base, you don't have to worry about anything because everything's getting picked up. But if you're not at the base and everything's just askew and awry, then it takes, right when you get back, you notice that the transporters start working correctly again and they start picking up stuff at a faster rate. They will pick up stuff while you're gone, but I don't think even close to near the rate that it should be doing. And I think that the Wumpo might be between the transporting actual perks when it comes to this work suitability with transporting. I think it might be bugged with individual items, because the way that it should work is that they should be picking up more items and dumping them all at once, but they don't pick up more items unless they're in stacks. So when they're pulling from the workstations, then they are pulling more stacks and doing it quicker. Because with the logging workstation and the mining workstation, which you get your stone and wood from, they will pull more wood off of them and more stone off of them and do it much quicker. And that's where the Wumpo actually thrives at. But even with that, the Wumpo is going to be super distracted with cutting wood. Although a lot of them get distracted with transporting too. It just depends on their work suitability. The way that someone had mentioned that it works, and I'm not sure about it 100%, is that their higher work suitability is what they'll actually go for. For instance, with the Anubis, with his highest work suitability being a handiwork, that's what he's going to go for most of the time. And then his second being mining, so he'll concentrate on mining over transporting. But whenever I have them over at my main base, I notice that the Anubis concentrates on transporting more than he does mining. That's why I pulled them off and I put the Astegons on, because 1, the Astegons are better, and 2, the Anubis just kept getting distracted through transporting. I imagine that there'll be some fixes and adjustments to that later on when the game actually gets a little bit further along, and I'm hoping that they fix this bug that's going on that has happened to me now twice, and it will inevitably happen to this world as well, which is sad. But I'm hoping maybe that they fix it before that happens, so I don't have to continuously restart worlds. And that's why I'm being really cautious about what I'm breeding and what I'm testing right now, because I can only do but so much before it gets to the point to where it wants to bug out and I will not be able to progress anymore in that world with the world autosave data failed. Apparently, it doesn't matter what you have as far as the health of the item. Trees apparently give you more, but mining ore is always 120 regardless. So I'm interested to see this. Yep, 120. Ain't no need to test anything else. So yeah, it's 120 regardless of health, regardless of spawn rate. I mean, spawn rate you're going to get more clearly, but it's always 120. Thank you, Michael, for the information that I had yet to test, but he had mentioned that the nodes themselves did not actually give any more ore with the health being higher. So I kind of pigeonholed myself with that, but at the same time, it made the mining video a lot better. Keep you welly washed.